The fabric of reality is rarely a stable tapestry. It is a meticulously calibrated, hyper-fragile illusion maintained by those who dare to venture into the architecture of the mind. And in The Dreamer, the ethereal, haunting, and lethally paced inaugural movement of Meg Anne's Keeper's Odyssey, the concept of a dream is re-engineered into a high-stakes, arcane industrial survival thriller. Anne, the master architect of this subconscious shredding, memory-riddled, and spellbinding narrative, delivers a visceral, deeply intense, and soul-searing masterpiece that treats the act of traversing the dreaming realm not as a meditative respite, but as a perilous, reality-anchoring necessity. This isn't a story of whimsical starlit sleeping. It is a rapid-fire, deeply intense plunge into the logistical nightmare of maintaining a foothold in a mindscape where the subconscious itself has a predatory agenda. The perilous collision between a desperate protagonist's search for clarity and the absolute unchecked malice of an ancient thought-bound entity that views mortal awareness as a contaminant to its ecosystem, and the terrifying truth that when you engage with the dreamer, you don't just witness a vision, you synthesize a reality-stabilizing buffer against the encroaching, sanity-eroding void. Anne hooks the audience instantly by constructing a high-stakes, hyper-focused trap. A talented, disenfranchised keeper, forced to defend the sanity of their realm against a series of supernatural invasions, finds themselves bound to a legacy that requires the systematic, tactical manipulation of nature's own unrefined consciousness to survive. The narrative center zeroes in on the protagonist's methodical, high-pressure descent into the dream stitching, a state of hyper-rational, thought-infused perception that forces them to parse the fundamental, reality-rewriting intent of their keeper-aligned magic. As they traverse the oppressive, smoke-choked lanes of the sleeping mind and the dangerously shifting, memory-saturated vaults of the collective unconscious, they realize that their intrusion is not merely a service provision, it is a systemic catalyst that is drawing the attention of the Night Keepers, entities that hunt those who dare to master the visions that consume reality. The investigation into the sudden, coordinated disappearance of the realm's most skilled dreamwalkers quickly escalates into a dangerous, high-stakes tactical chess match, as they discover that the entire mental structure has been covertly funded by the very darkness they are working to keep at bay. Forced to juggle the logistical nightmare of managing a rapidly decaying, reality-bending research project, the constant suffocating threat of archival erasure, and the mounting, undeniable encounter with the cost of their own burgeoning power, they must synthesize a new way of existing, one built on tactical linguistics, radical improvised spellweaving, and an unyielding, purely human refusal to let their truth be redacted by the mind's relentless, physics-enforcing machinery. Anne's writing style is unapologetically rhythmic, machine-gun fast, and saturated with an intense, authentic blend of dream arcane jargon, sharp, cynical, intellectual wit, and high-stakes environmental dread. She builds exceptional structural tension by pairing the mundane, aching routines of survival, cross-referencing tactical dream maps, deciphering forbidden, thought-aligned texts, and enduring the quiet, crushing weight of constant vigilant isolation with the chaotic, nightmare-filled assaults of the mind's truth-guarding spirits. The story moves forward with a relentless, momentum-driven energy, turning routine analytical probes, calculated maneuvers through the subconscious's secret gold-filled basements, and tense, high-stakes standoffs with lethal, logic-warping figures into pulse-pounding steps closer to an inevitable, reality-defining confrontation. The presentation thrives on this sharp analytical focus, making every discovered anomaly, every executed reality stabilization command, and every deep-seated fear confronted feel like a high-stakes victory for the human spirit. What makes The Dreamer an exceptional entry in the modern dark fantasy canon is Anne's unparalleled ability to develop a highly compelling, logic-driven keeper whose cognitive discipline is treated as a supreme navigational asset rather than a tragic, fading memory. Watch as they transform their experience with obscure, mind-bound data into a compass, learning to navigate the chaotic heavens to outmaneuver a power that operates with absolute, terrifying precision. As the structural walls of their reality begin to collapse, and the true scope of the dream danger is exposed, the pacing transforms into a breathless, heart-pounding race to maintain the shred of truth they carry before their consciousness is permanently unstitched by the mind's relentless, physics-enforcing machinery. The final act is an absolute masterclass in suspense, delivering a barrage of explosive realizations, shattered paradigms, and a spectacular, jaw-dropping climax that completely leaves the reader thoroughly stunned. For fans of thrillers demanding a brilliant, character-driven, and masterfully paced exploration of physics and psychological imperialism, this book delivers an unforgettable shockwave.